Okay, let's bring it in, guys. It's 11 o'clock. You can get going here. Good crowd, awesome. So I wanted to do a little wrestling for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specifically. As a wrestler, I always came into certain issues when I had to go takedowns or start a match on our feet. You know, every once in a while you get a guy who is a judo guy and he's got really good grips. And I don't like people having good grips on me or controlling me in any way. To deal with some avoidance of those things so I can attack. I found that I always like to attack. That way I get to dictate the pace. I get to dictate where the exchange is going to take place. It prevents the guy from pulling guard and kind of setting the pace on me. So we'll kind of cover some of the little tricks I do with that. Whether you're experienced or you're beginning, these should all help everybody. First things first, let's get warmed up and we'll do some line drills real quick. We can do 2 lines going down this way and we'll peel back around. So go ahead and get yourself lined up. Hey, pay attention. You can do push-ups. We gotta watch these guys. All right, so first thing we're doing down the line is something I call down block. Okay, so wrestling defensive move. Guys shooting single leg, gotta take the target away. While I take the target away, I gotta put something in between him and the target. That's my arm. So leg goes back, hand comes down. All right, I'll be moving down the length of the mat, hitting my down block all the way down. You guys got it? All right, go ahead. All the way down and peel back around. Good, punch it, punch it. There you go. You're taking the leg away and punching down. There you go. Stay low on your stance. Same side on this one. Down block is same. You're gonna punch at your foot. Real quick point of reference. What I'm doing here is I'm shooting a single leg on that leg. She's taking that leg away and punching down. Punch down, this leg. Right, I'm shooting down to here, take it away, this punches down. So that way she takes the target away and puts something in between. Okay, one more time down. Visualize that person shooting in on you. Meet force with force.
You're like on straight
back on this one. Yep. Good. Good, guys. Then we're gonna do a cross block. Guys shoots head outside, single leg or high crotch. I gotta take the leg away. I gotta get something in between him and the leg. So I punch down to the foot again, but it's opposite. I go here. Notice there's a slight pivot as I do that, because his trajectory is coming in this direction rather than kind of straight at me with the single leg. Take it away, back to my stance, take it away. You guys got it? All right, let's go. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Cross block. Good. Good job, guys. Now we're gonna get into defending that double leg. Double leg's a lot of force. They're coming through with a lot of trajectory, a lot of energy. So we gotta get both of our hands down. I'm also gonna use a little bit of my head. He's coming straight in to take me down. I have to get offline and get something in between him and the target, which is my hips, my legs. So defend the double. I'm gonna go straight down and my hips or my feet will circle off to a direction. If he's shooting double leg, head's on this side. I'm looking for that crook of the neck right here to put my head. Hands come down. I'm getting out of range. He comes this side, head on this side, same thing, getting off. I have to make sure that I'm not just going straight back because he's just gonna run right through me if I stay in front of him. Hands down, get your feet off. It's kind of like a beginning cartwheel. Hands down, get to the side. I'm in a 4-point stance here. I'm ready to go if I need to take off for my shot from there. Let's go. Good. Good.
One movement, like one, or is it two?
Yeah, one.
Just one?
Hands down and there you go. Because they're coming hard and fast to get those legs. Some hands down and swing the feet around. Hands down and swing the feet. There you go. That last one was the best one. There you go. Just a little bit better. Good. Excellent. Next is sprawl. Okay, basic sprawl. Most people do this wrong because when you first start teaching this, they teach kids to throw their legs back to get away from the takedown and they sprawl back like this. But that's not very technical. That's not something you want to do at a high level because I don't want to take my feet off the mat. I don't want to become disconnected to the mat because that's where my power is. I want to make sure that I recognize where the head's going, but I'm going to choose one hip. One hip bone is going to go to the mat when I sprawl. Because when I really sprawl, I'm throwing my hips forward. I'm not throwing my feet back. So as I sprawl, I'm going to drop one hip to the mat as heavy as I can. Then I cover where his head is and circle up. So again, I'll sprawl with one hip down. I cover the head with my hips and circle up. You guys got that? It's very important that we get this sprawl right. Most people do it wrong. One hip down, cover and circle up. You guys got it? Let's go. Yep, one hip down. Yes. Just makes yourself super heavy. Good. So now we get into the real meat, penetration step. Most people have terrible penetration steps, right? That's your initial shot. So I'll teach you the basic double leg penetration step so we can get that down first. And even if you don't like double legs or shoot a lot of double legs, it's very important that you learn basic penetration step because it gives you a strong foundational base. If you have a strong double leg, you have a strong penetration step, you're going to be strong in a lot of positions with your hips. From our stance, right, from our little grappling wrestling stance, I'm going to break this down into 4 steps. So it's real easy to remember each little step. First step is I have to step forward with my lead leg. I'm going to step 1. Number 2 is my knee comes down to the mat. Okay, I'm dragging this leg behind me. It's my trail leg. Number 3, my trail leg comes up to a drive. It becomes a drive leg now. This is the most important part. Most people screw it up here. I have to make sure that I get my leg to a good position I can drive from. A lot of people will be too far forward. If I'm too far forward, I just push myself back, or I'm trying to do a one-legged squat with this person, which is almost impossible. I need to be in a place where I can push and start my momentum forward. If I'm too far back, I don't have anywhere to push either. So I gotta find that comfortable space. Everybody's a little bit different because we have different body shapes, different lengths of our legs. Gotta find a comfortable position. And then this is the tricky part. There's a little like quarter step that happens. I don't want to drive here. For number 4, we drive. When I drive here, I don't want to do this, right? Because if I do this, like, where am I going next? I don't have any real estate. I have nothing else to carry me in. If I don't take him down with 1 step, I'm in trouble. That quarter step is right there as I run through. I'm going to gain elevation as I'm moving forward. Okay, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you notice my shoulders stay perpendicular with that wall. I'm not turning my shoulders this way. My hips turn though. It's a lot similar if you guys have played football before. It's very similar to short yardage football. I run, I get the ball and I run through the hole. Defensively, if you're a linebacker, your shoulders stay square with the line of scrimmage. Even if you run, your shoulders stay square. Same idea through the takedown. 1, 2, 3, 4. Running through that guy. He's got it. When you come up, take 2 or 3 steps to make sure you're running through that guy. You guys got it? 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit it again. Let's go for it. Not too far forward. Yep. And then you're gonna push with that drive leg. 2, 3 choppy steps. You're gonna push this way. That's the only place you can go. Yep. Okay. Stay low, stay in your stance. As you come up, visualize that person in front of you. Your drive leg's coming too far forward, so you're stepping in front of your knee. I'm stepping here, it's gonna push me back. I wanna be a little bit behind. That way, the only place I can push is this way. 45 degrees. That trail leg's coming all the way in front. You're doing this. Okay, that's too far. Where you're gonna be able to push from there. You're gonna push back. I'm gonna be behind my knee here because I wanna push forward this way. That's a big step. Little step. You gotta get yourself up. If you take that big step, you stop the momentum. A little bit better. His foot's still coming past the knee. I wanna come here. Yep, that's better. Now when you push, half step. Yep, I'm gonna go a little step, then I can run. So you'll want to be practicing that penetration step a lot. I've been doing wrestling for 30 years. I still do my penetration step. You're never gonna be like, oh, I've got it, I'm done. Repetition. You've got to be comfortable with that process so that it's not a thought anymore. A lot of you still have little kinks here and there. The knee's not in the right spot, foot's in the wrong spot. Videotape yourself. Everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody's got a chance, a mirror, whatever, to look at yourself and just do it. Sit down, watch yourself, no matter how much it makes you cringe, and then fix what you're doing wrong. You can see the biomechanical errors when you're in the wrong position a lot of times. Next one, we'll do with the partners. One person will come out and the next person will help with them. These big guys, easy to see us. Your partner's gonna be square, hands behind your back. We do something called contact drill. This person's just gonna be a dummy. But we do contact drill because every time you put somebody, even if you get your penetration step perfect, you put somebody in front of you and you start screwing up just because you get weirded out because now there's a body in front of you. But we have to hit our penetration step perfectly even if somebody's in front of us. I'm not worried about wrapping my hands right now. I just wanna make contact with him appropriately. The first thing I have to do is, I'm never gonna take a shot in wrestling, or you should never take a shot ever unless I'm at least close enough to touch the person. If I'm not this close, like I'm too far away. If I try to take a shot from out here, he's gonna recognize it way too soon. His sprawl is gonna be there. He's gonna circle, he's gonna get away. I have to make sure that I'm at least close enough to touch him to take the shot. When I wrestle, I like to put my head on the chest. That's my trigger to let me know I'm close enough to shoot. If I can get my head to the guy's chest. But at least hands width apart, right? I'm in my stance. I have to make sure next, after being able to touch him, I have to step with that number 1. I have to break that line where his toes are at. Because if I don't, I'm not gonna penetrate deep enough to this guy. I'm gonna be too shallow on his hips and he's gonna sprawl, he's gonna push my head down. I gotta be able to touch him, and then my step number 1 has to at least get to his toes or past his toes. One good thing is I can never over penetrate. I can never over penetrate, because that's just gonna mean I'm driving through him harder and further. That number 1, boom. And this is where everybody screws up, because now you gotta make contact with the person when I hit number 2. When I hit number 2, I have to drop to my knee and make contact. And you notice I make contact, my whole body makes contact against much of his body surface area all at once. Most people, what you're gonna do, and some of you guys will do this, is they step, drop, and do this. They turn away from the contact. I'm planning on my body slamming into him from this whole plane of my body here. Step 1, 2, I made contact everywhere. And even in that number 2, he had to move back a little bit because of my penetration coming through. From here now, number 3 comes up, and then 4 to my drive. I'm not wrapping, don't need to wrap my hands right now. I just wanna make sure I'm making good contact, pushing him back a little bit, and then I can drive up. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys got that? The 2 lines, the first person will come out, next person, be their partner. Everybody work on that on the way down. We'll go through this twice, so everybody will go twice. Let's go.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah, one person go down all the way, and then we'll come back, and then the other person will go. Okay. Trip your knee. And then drive up. You had it, you're going, yeah?
Okay.
Yep. Start chopping the feet, come up. Yeah, head up, butt down. Let that knee come to the ground, drive that knee to the ground. Count the numbers through your head. 1, you're gonna break past the toes. 2, that knee's gotta come to the ground. 1, 2, drive the knee to the ground. Yep, you're gonna drive him back. That knee's gotta come to the ground. Nah, don't move the foot away. You're gonna move him. I'm stepping here, and then you start going down and you move your foot away. Like, that doesn't move him at all. I'm stepping here, I'm driving my knee, I make contact. Drives him back. Starts getting momentum going in my favor. Toes. Yes. And then drive up into him. Yes. Excellent. All right, so hopefully you guys are starting to see that a little bit. It's like the punch, right? You don't want to punch to the target, you want to punch through the target. Same thing with shooting that shot, taking that double leg attempt. You want to blast through that guy's hips. And if your feet, you're not passing his toes, your knee isn't going deep, like you're not doing it. You're not punching through it. You're just lightly tapping him, and he's going to crush you. A next little penetration thing we have is the single leg shot is a little bit different. I can go either side, and we'll go back and forth as you go down the line. I'm going to step to the outside on my single leg, right? I want to be outside of this guy on the attack. I'm not going to shoot straight through him. I'm trying to avoid his hips and take an outside kind of approach to the takedown. I'm going to step around, swing to the side. I want to make sure that I'm covering enough distance as I step, and I'm going to turn my body to the opposite side, okay? Now I'm able to attack if I need to, or I finish how I need to. Okay, again, I'm coming this side. I'm going to push off this leg to step outside and bring that knee back behind the foot leg. You can do that on our partner down the length, 2 times each person. You guys got it? Let's go.
Same distance.
Still want to be close enough to touch him, yeah. Keep your head inside. If I go single leg, head outside, that's usually called a high crotch. I want to maintain single leg position, so my head's gonna stay centered. And drive this knee to the mat behind.
Oh.
No, shoot outside. House. No. Your head, single leg, head stays inside, step outside. You know, try to step this foot around the outside. Yep, and then drive that knee down, and then grab out here. There you go. That's single leg attack. We don't have to pick it up, we're just shooting. Again, good job. So good, nice warm, with some basics. Those are some basic drills you can keep working on until you get your positioning right 100% of the time. A lot of takedowns break down at the very beginning because your entrance into the takedown is sloppy. The fundamentals are very important on scoring. Let's get into some actual takedowns. I'm gonna pick on you. You're a big guy and it's easier to work on you. One of the basic things I want to show you is basic double. And I want to show you this because you need to know how to do it right, because if you don't know how to do it right, you can put yourself into a lot of trouble. I personally, for jiu-jitsu, I don't even really like double legs because it puts me in a position where my neck is vulnerable to chokes and I could end up in full guard. Generally, I'm gonna have to do a lot of work to get to the double leg to finish it. And then at the end of finishing the double leg, I'm maybe in a choke and I'm in full guard. It's not that great of a position. You know, I scored the points, but I'm still being threatened. We'll first learn how to do the double leg so we're not put in those positions. And we'll do it from not just a technical standpoint of the double leg, but the application. Because with jiu-jitsu, we have our gis. People have grips and you have people come from different backgrounds. You know, I have a guy who's really good with judo and foot sweeps. You just might have a strong person who's got a really great grip. And now once he sets a grip, now he kind of owns me and I'm gonna have a hard time hitting any double leg or single leg. Anything is gonna be difficult. I like to start my attacks off my takedowns when I'm this close to the guy, when my forehead's on his chest. One of the things that does that is it prevents me from shooting too far away, but more importantly is it forces this guy to react. Because I've yet to find a guy who's let me walk up to him and put my forehead on his chest. They always end up reaching and putting a hand on you, and that's what I take advantage of. So as I get closer, he starts to reach a hand out for me. Before he sets that grip though, I have to be ready to pop that elbow. I want to try to get under the elbow. If he's reaching, I'm gonna pop the elbow so that I can step through. I switched my stance up. My wrestling stance is a right leg lead, but for fighting, I switched to a left leg lead. And I just realized that when I was shot in there. As I get close, he reaches, I have to post under that elbow. And then I do my 1, 2, 3. And when I hit my 4, I'm driving and I'm chopping this knee. The whole basis of the double leg is I'm putting all of my body in a position to push his center mass over that leg. That's the whole idea of the double leg, is I've loaded up all of my body and strength into a position to push him leg and trip him. As I do this, I have to run past the leg. I want to run past that. I get in close, I want to post, I shoot under the post, I do my drive leg up. As I drive through him, I have to chop this and run by it. That allows me to stop him from putting me into his guard. If I'm going to exert so much energy in the takedown, I might as well pass the guard at the same time. So yeah, he reaches, I want to post into my double leg and I run him down. Finish in side control. You notice I don't have to do a ton with that outside arm. It mostly works as a guide. I don't have to lift this up. It's mostly about me driving him and driving through that knee. That's where I'm gonna get the best results for that double leg. I'm not necessarily going straight back, 45-degree angle as I come up at 45 and chop that knee. You guys got that? All right, grab a partner, start working on that. 1, 2, 3. Double leg, it's like my favorite move. It's the one I've used the most, but it can be very problematic in jiu-jitsu because it does put you into the guard and it does expose your neck a little bit to the choke. If you practice this and get really solid with your fundamentals on this double leg, it should avoid a lot of those problems though, okay? Because if I'm not getting stuck in the guard at all, that choke isn't really there. And if you have good positioning anyways and your head's in the right spot, it's really hard to choke. If my head's here, he's got a lot of access on my throat and he can choke me. But if I have good position and I'm here, like look, it's already hard for him to try to get to that choke. Positioning is everything. Fundamentals, fundamentals, fundamentals. There's no like secret technique I want to show you that's gonna open the world of jiu-jitsu for you. But like little things like keeping your ass in the right place and your head in the right place, they go a long way. So now we'll get into a little bit more practical attacks for jiu-jitsu. A little more slick. We'll go in those single leg attacks. Again, I like pressing the issue with my opponent and reacting off of his reaches when he starts reaching out for me. One of the big ones is as he reaches for me, I post and I'm going to attack that single leg. I'm going to step and sweep to that single leg. First, we'll attack mid-range. This is a very fight-related technique because I don't like going to my knees in a fight because I don't want to get sprawled on. I want to spend time on bottom, even if it's like in a wrestling-like type position. I don't want to get stuck there. A little different in jiu-jitsu. But as I attack that position, I'm going to reach and step around for my single leg. notice anytime I'm doing something with wrestling and takedowns, it's going to operate like a monkey swinging through the branches. He's never going to let go of both branches at the same time. He's always going to make sure he's got a firm grip on the next branch before he lets go. I post, that's one branch. My next branch is here. Now that I've got it, I can step around, pull myself to it. If I'm posting and then doing this, there's a good chance I'm gonna miss that leg altogether. He steps away and now I've got nothing. I don't even have the post. If I post and I come here and he takes the leg away, well, I still have other attacks. I can still move forward and get something else. So remember, monkey branch, always something to hold on to. Okay, so again, I'm gonna post, and I'm gonna shoot in and step around. All right, now notice when I hit this single leg attack, I'm backhand over front hand, right? Because if I'm front hand on top, he can grab my wrist and pull it away. All right, I'm weak there. If I bury that front hand underneath, he can't take it away very easily. The other thing I'm doing is I'm not bending my arms. I'm not hugging his takedown. I'm not hugging the single leg. I'm stacked and my arms are fairly straight. I'm pulling in with my lats. Okay, I'm pulling in with my lats and I'm sitting down on the position. I'm here, boom, and I'm sitting. He should feel like he's carrying my weight from here. It shouldn't be comfortable. It's not gonna be me grabbing his leg and holding it up, because now I'm carrying his weight. I'm kind of reacting to him. I wanna make sure I'm in a good solid position, making him carry my weight, making him work. And that's the first takedown we'll get into, is just a drop step. I post, step, I've got the position here. I step back and I sit to drop him. I don't want to get him to his butt. I want to shrug him off of my back. Even with the gi on and grips, he's more than likely going to slide off my back. It's not that easy to stay up on somebody, especially if you're putting the pressure down on them with that single leg in the right way, right? I step, I sit. And yeah, I want to go and I step, sit. I don't want to follow him to the ground. I want to be able to stay above him as he hits. When he hits, I'll pinch here. Okay, I'm not pinching before, I'm pinching as he sits. Okay, because now he doesn't have open season on my legs. He can't do whatever. He has to clear that leg. He has to do something first. So again, I'll post, get the position. I'll drop step to sit him, looking to post here. That gives me options to maybe pass on this side, this smasher's guard here. I can also, if he pulls this in, I can cut inside to pass also. And I get a couple options from that knee pinch. Whereas if I just sit him and let go of him, he starts attacking me. I don't want to lose that control for that second. You guys got that? Post, attack the leg, or stepping behind. Good position. I want to drop step and sit. Making sure when I sit, I pinch my legs. You guys got it? 1, 2, 3. Do a little follow up to that single leg. That's back over here again. All right, so you're perfect for this. He's perfect for this because with tall guys, you run into problems sometimes with the single leg because they put posts in weird places you weren't expecting them because they got 9 feet of limbs to work with. This follow up, right? Everything you should do should be paired, right? You should have 2 directions on every technique you have, right? Because when you run into an obstacle, you don't want to just keep banging your head against that obstacle. You're not going to get anywhere. You need to change directions. We get into this single leg position again. I'm trying to sit him, but I can't, right? He's too tall, his balance is too good. I can't sit him down. So the next thing I'm gonna do is step to that foot, because in order for him to keep up from me sitting him, he's gotta bring that foot close enough to me to stay balanced. So I sit him, he's either long or agile enough to move his foot close to stay up. Well, that puts him in a position for me to step. And I'm looking to step right on it. I'll step on it. It's not a kick. It's not necessarily a trip. He trips over it, but I'm gonna step on the back of that foot. I try to sit him here. I can't. I step here. Now I could just bump him with my head and he's gonna fall. I like to stay up and not follow him down. But you're gonna have that issue with people holding onto the gi and trying to pull you down. Don't let them pull you down into the mess. All right, my single leg, I try to sit him, I can't, I try to sit him again, there's the step. Try to step, can't sit him, I step, and I can bump him with my head. All right, pinch in here. You guys got that? I can't sit him, step. And it doesn't take a lot to bump him with the head. Okay, he's gonna fall, I'm gonna pinch again and try to stay up on my feet. That way I have better vision of where I wanna attack next. You guys got it? 1, 2, 3. You guys rather go over a little 2-on-1 stuff from here, or would you like to see the single leg stuff from the ground? All right, cool. We learned mid-range, high-level leg attack for that. That's generally in a fight situation, that's what I want to go to, because I don't want to get stuck underneath somebody in a fight where they're hitting me. But if I'm in a sport like wrestling or jiu-jitsu or something that's controlled, and I'm not going to get, you know, punched or elbow to the spine or something if I'm underneath them, then we can open up and attack at a lower level. So again, I'm posting, and then I'm going to reach and attack. I'm going to come low. One of the fun things I like to do is reach for that far leg, because I can just bump and trip here. Nice and quick, low risk. I'm coming in, shoot my hand inside, pick that far shot. Looking for my side control afterwards. Quick, easy, low risk. See, I'm not gonna get necessarily stuck underneath him here, right? But I'm getting low. Right? I want to look for that so I can circle and bump him forward. Making sure I finish my side control. You guys got that? Pretty simple. It's a little harder if you split out, but first attack, I get that angle, reach for that front shin. If you can grab pants, that's fine. Grab a pant leg, secure it, keep circling, look for your side control. One time, post, coming low. Attacking the knee. This one comes in front of the shin. You guys got it? 1, 2, 3. You guys getting tired on me? Sure. Yeah, wrestling is hard, huh? We got one more I think you guys will appreciate. Sometimes we do get stuck in on that single leg underneath a person, and we need to know how to get out of there, because it can be really hard just to like abandon ship. In wrestling, we're lucky. We can just hold on to it and stall, and they'll call a stalemate and start us back up. But you don't really have that in jiu-jitsu. You'll just keep going. A situation where I've shot in on a single leg and he's sprawled. Go ahead and sprawl back. Sprawl your feet back. Sprawl your feet back.
This one.
Anybody know how to sprawl? All right, I got that single leg. He sprawls. I got my head pushed down. Okay, this can be a problem, because I'm stuck in here, and I maybe not necessarily want to go back into guard from here. I'm gonna have to post my head up so that I can keep my hands locked. If he sprawls back, I've got my hands locked. I'm gonna keep my hands locked. I have to get on my toes and pressure forward, right? I'm on one of my elbows right now as I'm forward. What I need to do is I need to go from one elbow, and I need to drive the other elbow to the mat. You guys see that? It's subtle, but I'm on one elbow here, right? My weight's on it, I'm pushing forward. I'm not just sitting back, I'm pushing forward, and I have to drive my other elbow to the mat. And once I've got that elbow to the mat, now I can start to circle and get my feet or my knee behind his foot, right? You can already see the angle and the position I've got on him here. This already gives me a great spot to be able to come around and attack for finishing that takedown. Because that back leg, once you step over it, like that's a rudder. If I turn that, the hips go. Like he can't control it. Either he's gonna pop something in his knee or his hips are gonna turn, one of the two. I got in on that single leg, he sprawled down. I gotta drive forward, drive elbow to elbow, and then I can keep circling to step over that foot. I can either finish here or I can keep sliding that foot out, making it even easier for me to take his back. You guys got that? I'm on my single leg, he sprawls out. I have to drive in, weight on one elbow. I'm gonna drive to the other one. Once I got my weight on the other elbow, I can circle around, get my knee over his ankle. You guys got it? 1, 2, one more time. Okay, one more time. Let's do it from the other side, one more time. I got it here. I gotta drive into him and drive one elbow down, and then I'm gonna drive to the other elbow. Once it's down, I can start to circle, step to the ankle, and now I can start attacking. I'm gonna step on that ankle, I'm gonna step over it and turn it, because otherwise he can keep turning and facing me. I gotta make sure I cut that angle of escape off from him. Okay, lock him into place. You guys got it? 1, 2, 3.